Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the live. I might have to get me a new cell phone. Excuse me, 1 minute. I am going to have to get me a new cell phone. That's just the thing about it. I'm going to have to just break down and do it. Let's see who we got in the house tonight. I'm so excited about story time tonight. I think it's the most characters I've ever had, and I think the most we've had before was about 54, 60. I'm sure I doubled that number, if not came close. Hello, 50 plus. How are you? So glad that you made it to story time tonight. Hello, Mother Teresa. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Tiki and Nika. So glad to have you join us again for story time. So glad to have you join us. She says, hey, Deborah. 50 plus is saying hi to Tiki and Nika. TB, he's saying welcome. Tiki and Nika. TP is saying hi to 50 plus, throwing some love. Hello, the 48 is in the house. The 48, I don't know if remember if this is your first time joining us live in story time or not, but I'm certainly glad that you came out today to spend story time with us. Hello, Gigi. I've been seeing you all day, but still, hello. 50 plus is speaking to Gigi, Gluten Free Lab. Gigi saying hello to the 48. And then she's saying hello to Tiki and Nika. 50 plus is speaking to the 48. Tiki and Nika is saying hey to Gigi. Hello, we got Web Savvy Cafe in the house today. So glad to have you join us for story time. And Web Savvy Cafe is, sometimes that's a tongue twister for me, Web Savvy. Is saying hey to Tiki and Nika. 50 plus is speaking to Web Savvy Cafe. Web Savvy Cafe is saying hey to 50 plus with the cool shades on. Gigi speaking to Web Savvy Cafe. Gigi saying welcome to the live, everyone. Web Savvy Cafe is speaking to Gigi's Gluten Free Lab. Gigi says thanks for your patience. Huge Empire, hello sister. Hi, so glad to see you again today. I was in your live earlier this morning. So glad you joined us. You were actually featured, Huge Empire, either Wednesday night or Monday night of this past week or so. I think. I get the days all mixed up. But I'm so glad you joined me again for story time. I'm doing well. A pretty good day. So glad to have each and every one of you join me for story time. Hello, Janet Ortega is in the house. Hello, Janet. So glad to see you. How are you? I hope you had a good day. I hope everybody had a good day. Huge Empire says shout out. You're all viewers. Good morning here in Singapore. Yeah, that's right, because when I was in her live this morning, it was evening over there. So that's right, it's evening here, so it's morning over there. Well, thank you for taking time out to check me out in this early morning hours. Edward Smart's in the house. Hey, Edward. How are you? Welcome to Story Time. Huge Empire says good evening to Georgia. Web Savvy Cafe says, hey, how are you? She Wanna's Creative Circles in the house. Said, hey, you eat good? Not yet. I'm going to wind up eating late like usual after story time. But I will be eating good, as you can see. She Wanna's saying hey to 50 plus and Web Savvy Cafe. And Web Savvy Cafe is saying hey there, She Wanna's Creative Circle. I don't know why my thing is skipping so like this. Cindy's in the house. Hey, Cindy. So glad that you could join us for story time. Web Savvy says hey there to She Wanna's Creative Circle. Cindy says hi, Deborah in chat. She Wanna says hey to Janet Ortega and Gigi Gluten Free Lab, Huge Empire, Tiki and Nika TV, the 48. Gigi says hello to Mother Teresa. Cindy says, I will have you running while I cook. Okay, I appreciate that. The Creative Creole's in the house. How are you? So glad you're in the house. excuse me, excuse me. You might not like me after the night, but you're in the house. I'm glad to have you. The Creative Creole says, good evening, everyone. The Creative Creole says, we are here tuned in. Shawana says, hi to, okay, I went backwards, I guess, a little bit. Skip. Shawana says, hi to Cindy and the Creative Creole. The Creative Creole says, hi to Shawana. Shawana says, I was happy to see you with Gigi. Yeah, I have dragged my butt out to see my sis. You know, I came on over, you know, hoping that I don't have a week like I had. Because sometimes what I do is, if I feel myself going down, I'll get with her and my other friends so they can take care of me. Because they'll take good care of me. Because I get down sometimes to the point where I can't even stand long enough to cook. And I kind of felt that way a little yesterday. So, but then I had chemo yesterday too. And so, but usually I think it hits me like on Saturday. And then I'll be down from like Saturday to Tuesday. So, fingers crossed it doesn't go down that way. But if so, I think I may stay over here to get through it. Shawana says, I was happy. Okay, Cindy saying hello to Shawana's Creative Circle, to Gigi's Gluten Free Lab, the Creative Creole, Web Savvy Cafe, Huge Empire, Edward Smart, 50 Plus, Tiki and Nikki, and Mother Teresa in the chat. Gigi saying hello to everybody as well. The Creative Creole says hi to Cindy, hi to Gigi, and she gives that little no, I'm just messing with you. It's just, well, when you hear the story, you're featured in the story tonight, and when you hear what I say, but it's nothing bad. It's just a very interesting story. Anthony Shaw's in the house. Hello, Mr. Shaw. 50 Plus is saying hi at Cindy. Look, everybody might be mad with me after the night with this story. No, I'm just kidding. I think you all have a great sense of humor, and it's all about being creative and making it fun and working with the names the best I can to develop a story from all these names. 50 Plus says hi to Cindy. 50 Plus saying hi to Creative Creole. The Creative Creole say good evening, 50 Plus. Tiki and Nikki TV says, hey, Cindy and Shawana. I think you all are going to enjoy the story tonight. It is a peculiar story, but it sends across a very powerful message, and you'll hear it in my reflection. I had a lot of fun with the story, and I think you all will enjoy it. It was so interesting how many names I was able to pile into this story, and you all will be amazed once I let you know all the names. I did it a little different this time. Normally, when someone had asked me how do I come up with the characters' names, and I usually come from a pool of YouTubers who are subscribed to me and I'm subscribed to them, because that's the only pool that I have to work with. But today I did something a little different. I was visiting different people's chats. And while I was in their chats, I saw people's names, YouTubers' names that I'm not subscribed to. Some I was, some I wasn't. But I took and incorporated some of those that I wasn't subscribed to or subscribed to me, and used those along with the ones that were subscribed. And it was a lot of interesting characters' names that I pulled out of that. But I put them all together and came up with a very interesting compilation of YouTubers. So that's what I did with the story tonight. And that's why I had so many characters. Normally I have a lot anyways with just those that I had. But this made for an interesting, very interesting story. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with our story. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up button for me, y'all. Pound on that thumbs up button for me. I really appreciate it. Okay, here we go. I think I'll put that back up there. Okay. Instead of trying to hold it in my lap. Chocolate Chip Mint Mouse and her cousin Oreo Mouse 8888 called for a town hall meeting to formulate a plan to get rid of their nemesis, Marine X Scratcher. He was considered a rude tuber and an LNG assassin. Everyone who was anyone showed up for the meeting. Chocolate Chip Mint Mouse and Oreo Mouse 8888 couldn't say they were happy to see them all, but they needed the masses to help them solve the problem. The problem they feared with having all the townsmen there was that more people meant more problems and a not so productive meeting. Pandy, Hair Candy, and more showed up to the meeting with primping, even though she knows primping ain't easy because she hangs out with the flat earth preacher and she gets her discernment from Rose. Brett Glasso would answer, "I don't know," each time someone asked about the meeting agenda because he was too busy kicking it with Karen beyond sauerkraut. Miss Fuarola Sierra is productive, of course, but for some reason this time she showed up with 50 plus people. Islam Boss never missed a meeting. He had some good ideas but couldn't effectively communicate without going into a rage because he had a messy life with Susie Q. She was sister to Miss My World, My Way Helen. Viper Gaming RKO came to the meeting, but they didn't know why. He spent the entire time spitting game, hitting on all the women who came. He think he's that guy. His motto is Mac or die. But according to Jeff, Viper already had a wife and a side chick. Quiet Breezy just sat next to Mr. Sleazy, never saying a word. Mrs. Newton's big family, big noise walked through the door loud and obnoxious, of course. They thought that would foster family fun, but at the meeting, they were as annoying as Dee Dee because they spoke the unfiltered Muffy's way. That's when Primpin would interrupt the meeting and say, "I am a child of the king," and try to preach the mess away. Beauty Agbatine TV never noticed a thing because she was too busy dazzling in the kitchen, cooking with Riri and chefing more at the town hall meeting. The place was already hot and stuffy. Mama Ray Ray showed up allegedly wearing a centaur fragrance that just stunk up the place. Edward Smart wasn't Mr. Wise at all that night because he showed up with that hood girl too by his side. As told by Tina, Miss Mayweather just came to the meeting looking for a fella. The creative Creole walked in acting like she was a part of the TheMsYoyoShow. When Chocolate Chip Mint Mouse asked why, Oreo Mouse 8888 said, "I don't know." Lydia and Phillip came with Sean and Mel, Des and Trell. They were all late and couldn't even tell. Killer Whale and Pistol Pete came offering their muscles because they thought bullying the problem away was the solution. After all, Pistol Pete was a rebel rocker. Teresa Plus 5 TV came to the meeting thinking that we had room for her 5 children. There was no more room, so they sent them home. She needed a ride back home, so they offered her a solution. Chocolate chip Mint Mouse and Oreo Mouse 8888 couldn't wait for short bus pull-up to take them home because those kids were all over the place. A couple of saucy senoritas walked in with China Doll 25, who acted like a sophisticated lady at times. As told by Tina, all they had on their minds was scratching the itch. Shawana's creative circle was located on the north side of the room. Her crew consisted of Satin, Cindy, Sister Fifi Tyson, and Lisa Lee, who greeted Icy as she joined them. Vernie's junk closet was very annoyed by all of it, but Chaotic Matt said they're on the right track. I can get with all of that. It was his type of show. In the meantime, FrankG and Giggle 79 were kept in stitches with Julie. They thought it was a complete circus act. Picky Dell walked in with Mama Dell too. There were so many people inside the meeting until they didn't know what to do and left. They did an about face with Mona. The lovely V Munch Bunch, Eat with C, Gigi's Gluten-Free Lab, More Eats, and Mukbang My Way showed up to the meeting just the same with Rico Bizarre Foods. But they left Fine as Wine Cooking Channel sitting at home with the blues. Tiffany Channel and Coach Sherry both said, I don't have time for any of this. I'm too busy getting my life together at 50. Ola Joe, the crocheting sailor, showed up to the meeting with her neighbors, the indoor-outdoor gardener, the backyard gardener, and how to gardener too. They couldn't be attentive at the meeting because they were too preoccupied with the plants and seedlings outside in the back patio, messing with Emily's green thumb gardening. According to Jeff, Glamorous Glam Q only came because she was keeping up with China. Cory Ball walked in with his friends because prior to the meeting, he was kicking it with SHNG, his other homie. He looked around in surprise and said, "What the F, Mike?" Tia's bunch came, but at least they were more maturish and tame than Miss Newton's crew. T. Trisha 1, aka Tracy, walked through the room having fun as she burst into song. She didn't care who heard her because she was singing for the Creator. If you ask Tawana, she'll say, "Tracy, she's so crazy." But according to Jeff, Tawana is queen of the crazy's life. Jeff said, after all, he should know. When she was at his house, he asked her to go, so she busts the windows out his car. And every time she sees him, she's super smiley. The place was so crowded, it was a ball of confusion and far from being a stress-free zone. Finally, Lydia and Phillip came into the room with Sean and Mel. They were all late and couldn't even tell. At last, no one else wandered in. Chocolate Chip Mint Mouse and Oreo Mouse 8888 said in unison, "About time. This is messing with my Thursday vibes." Once the meeting got started, it was loud, hot, and chaotic. These were no magic moments for Chocolate Chip Mint Mouse and Oreo Mouse 8888, but they knew they at least wanted to find a way to be at peace by knowing when Max X Scratcher was coming their way, so everyone might have time to get out of the cat's way. Indeed, something had to be done, for they lived in such constant fear of his claws that they hardly dared stir from the walls by night and day. Many plans were discussed, but none of them were thought to be good enough. At last, Noni, a very quiet individual, got up and said, while holding up her head in confidence, "I have a plan that seems very simple, but I know it will work. All we must do is to hang a bell on a noose around Marine X Scratcher's neck. When we hear the bell ringing, we will know immediately that our enemy is coming." All the mice were much surprised that they had not thought of such a plan too. Everyone thought she was simply a sweetheart and started to rejoice. But during the rejoicing over their good fortune, Ed arose and said with sarcasm, "I will say that the plan of yours, Noni, it's perfect. That must have taken some creative thinking, young lady. You must be heaven sent." Noni said, "No, it's just my 5 senses." Everyone was prepared to do things Noni May's way until another question came up from Ed. You see, Ed's attention to detail was great. He's the logical one in the crowd, but he will trust CJ's info because she reviews everything before deciding. He said, "Sweet pea," in a passive-aggressive manner, "let me ask you a couple of more questions. Who will bail Marine X Scratcher the cat? That's just a little unthought out fact we need to know. Do you plan to go do it?" Noni cried, "Why no?" And then Ed said, "I guess your plan wasn't mine crafted." That's when it gets real again for them all. So that concludes my story. And I hope you all enjoyed it. And this story brought a few things to mind. Here we are. You have Oreo, Chocolate Chip Mint Mouse and Oreo Mouse 8888 trying to pull together a meeting of the masses to come up with a solution to their problem. But it seems like everybody in the meeting came with their own agenda and not addressing the issue at hand. Half of them were preoccupied with their own things. So really all they had was a bunch of bodies in this place. Everybody came, no one came with any solution. And the one person that kind of halfway had a solution, the other two that thought they were a little more knowledgeable, totally just batted her down and made her feel like her idea had no weight, that she didn't have any contribution to this process when in reality, half the people were there didn't come to contribute to the process. And I thought about that's how it is in the workplace a lot of times. A lot of times we, and not just with the workers, but with management as well. You have workers who have a task-oriented mindset, and you have also leadership that has a task-oriented mindset. And so you end up with a group of people like these people at this meeting, where it's just chaotic and confusion in the room with the whole group of people. And people have to realize that there's a difference between being task-oriented leaders and organizational-oriented leaders. And here you had Oreo, chocolate chip mint mouse, and Oreo mouse, who probably neither had any experience, but they were the two that decided to take on the challenge and take on the task. And they were focused on getting on the task, but they never sat down to formulate how they were going to carry out this process. It's easy to say what we're going to do without thinking it all through. And so that made me think about that, how oftentimes I do that. And see, when you're task-oriented, all you're thinking about is getting the task done. It doesn't require any planning, prior planning, any of that. It doesn't even require formal education. It just requires you to focus on, and your primary focus is just, I want to get it done. You haven't sat down and thought about it, came up with a strategic plan on how you're going to get from point A to point B to point C. And sometimes people who work in jobs and their job is task oriented, it doesn't mean that they cannot be organizational minded, but their particular job that they have is just a job that focuses on primarily on getting the product out there. That's all it requires. Packaging it up and getting it out there. And it doesn't, those type of jobs a lot of times don't typically require anything other than some type of formal training. Whereas if you have an organization leader, it requires usually having a higher level of education. And so now you're not just focusing on the product, the task, getting it out there. You're focusing on the marketing strategies. You're focusing on all of the things in the whole operation. And so I thought about sometimes that's how it works in our jobs, and we wonder why people can't work well as a team. You see, because you have, a lot of times too, you have people who are out of place. You have a leader that may not know how to strategically place their people where they need it, put people in the pertinent positions that they need. So as a friend of mine would say, they have people working out their lane, or you have people who choose to step out of their lane. So I thought about that from a organization perspective, but it still involves many people trying to come together for a common cause. And you're going to have people like that they're going to come and they're just there to get their paycheck, and they really don't care, and they're just going to do whatever they want to do when they want to do. Here you had indoor, outdoor gardening them out there in the patio, attending to the people's plants when they already had someone doing that, when they should have came to the meeting prepared, in the meeting, paying attention, trying to offer their input for the betterment of the whole community, because it sounds like the whole community was affected by this. Then you had, who was it? Riri Cooking and Albertine. They all dazzling and chef. They all in the kitchen, in the people kitchen. Why y'all in the people clubhouse in the kitchen cooking? What that got to do with what you came there for? So you have this even at the jobs where people are in places they should not be. And this is why it's a chaotic mess and nobody can get things done. And then you're going to have people like Chaotic Mac. Oh yeah, he's looking for a good time. Oh yeah, this is entertainment here. Just give me a ham sandwich and some Kool-Aid, and I just sit here and watch it all unfold. But then you have people like Vernice and Amanda, Picky Dell and Mama Dell, who said, no, this is way too much for me. It's too much going on. I can't, I'm not even going to be a part of this circus act. And, you know, you see everybody's bringing their pack in. Everybody got their cliques and everything. And you see, just coming just to be entertained. It sounds like nobody ever came there to do the job, the task at hand. They just came to see who's going to be there and what they're going to be doing and what they can sit and like giggle 79 and laugh about. And just it just became a good time. And nothing got accomplished. And even with the people that you might need, and that's another thing, how when we're on our jobs and stuff, we take our personal stuff into that place and it impacts your productivity. Look at, what was the character's name? That was married to the messy lady. Embless and Boss. Now everybody was aware that he had some great ideas, but because he was always on edge from his home life, he was always getting confrontational with people. So they couldn't even entertain his good ideas because he was always confrontational, but it stemmed from his home life. So it's so many different elements. Then you got Killer Well and Pistol Pete. They not coming there to really solve. They looking for somebody to beat down, to fulfill their need. That was their need. So a lot of it was about the individual's needs instead of the community as a whole. And so all they ended up. And then you had Ed, who they said, who pays great attention to detail. And the other lady who Ed says she reviews everything. Well, it sounds like those two people should have been Chocolate Chip Mint Mouse and Oreo Mouse 888 should have had those two people as a part of their team, because it sounded like they also had the expertise that they needed to put some in. But it's that I'm okay, you're not okay attitude that a lot of times even bosses have, like Ed had. So rather than him offer the services that he had, he was too busy trying to prove he was the man. I know everything. And the one person that offers a solution, instead of saying, well, what about this? That's a good idea, but now we got to address this part. How are we going to get it there? But all he did was to prove that nobody knew as much as him. He battered her down. And at the end of the day, they never had a solution. You had 100 people probably at the meeting. One person offered a solution. They batted that down. So it left them at the end of the meeting still like, okay, so what are we going to do next? You see? So I thought of it from a business perspective, but then also scriptures came to my mind because I thought about it as well. We all have some place of worship that we go. And a lot of you probably have seen it in your churches. A lot of you probably on different auxiliaries, and you see these auxiliaries come together without really coming together. And you see this same kind of behavior that all these characters was displaying in the story. And so 1 Corinthians 12, chapter 12, verse 7 through 11, then I have 14, 20, it put me in the mind of when the scripture talks about the body of Christ. It says, now to each one, the manifestation of the Spirit is given for the common good. That's what that group was supposed to came together, for the common good. When we're working on these auxiliaries in our churches, we're supposed to be coming together for the common good. It says, to one there is given through the Spirit of message of wisdom. So you have one person that's given the gift of wisdom. To another is given the gift of knowledge. To another, this says by the means of the same Spirit, though. The same one, that we're supposed to come together as one. To another, faith by the same Spirit. To another, gifts of healing by the same Spirit. To another, miraculous powers. To another, prophecy. To another, disgusting between spirits. To another, speaking in different kinds of tongues. And to still another, the interpretation of tongues. All these are the work of one and the same Spirit, and he distributes them to each one just as he determines. And that makes me think about us too as content creators. Each one of us were given our gifts from the same Spirit. And we all have different gifts. But sometimes it's still a chaotic situation trying to work together as YouTubers because somebody wants to covet somebody else's gift. So it made me think about that. And when we're in the church, we got all of these different gifts. And instead of nurturing the gift we have, we're too busy meddling and being in places we shouldn't outside of our lane, like all those people in the meeting, till the body of Christ can't even come together for the work to build ministry. That was verses 11 through 14, through 7 through 11. Now, verses 14 to 20, it says here, even so, the body is not made up of one part, but of many members. Now think about all those people that were in that room. Yeah, they were all individuals, but they made up a body that was supposed to come together collectively as one for the same common goal. So for us, and talking about us, even in that setting as well as in church, it says here, and it uses the analogy, the word uses the analogy of the human body to show you how every single part of you is important. And even though you may look at a finger and say that finger don't serve a purpose, but lose that finger and you'll see how important and detrimental it was. It says, even so, the body is not made up of one part, but many parts. Now, if the foot should say, because I am not hand, I do not belong to the body, it would not for that reason stop being part of the body. And if the ear should say, because I am not an eye, I do not belong to the body, it would not for that reason stop being part of the body. If the whole body were an eye, where would the sense of hearing be? If the whole body were an ear, where would the sense of smell be? But in fact, God has placed the parts in the body where every one of them just as he wanted them to be. If they were all one part, where would the body be? As it is, there are many parts, but one body. The eye cannot say to the hand, I don't need you. And the head cannot say to the feet, I don't need you. On the contrary, those parts of the body that seem to be weaker are indispensable. And so that made me think about the little girl, Noni, who was a part of that body, that group of people that was supposed to be a body, many members making up a body. But Ed, who pays all this attention to detail, he made Noni feel that she was weaker, a weaker one of the group, and she was indispensable, whereas he should not have made her feel that way. So I had to use that scripture. Came to my mind when I thought about the many members coming together from one body. And then another one that came to my mind was Ephesians chapter 4, 11 through 16. And this one talks about when God places certain people in the ministry to do certain things. And those who are task-oriented or task-minded or assigned to a task needs to fall subject to those who are in place in authority over them. And then I will tell you why. It says, so Christ himself gave you apostles, prophets, evangelists, pastors, and teachers. Why did he give them to you? He gave them to us to equip his people for works of service, so that the body of Christ may be built up until we all reach unity in faith. So, chocolate chip mint mouse, Oreo mouse 8888 were like those apostles, prophets, evangelists. Those were the people put in place, or decided to put themselves in place, to bring all of the members together to be one body, to solve a problem that didn't just impact one of them, but it impacted many of them. And it was for the purpose to equip them to do what they needed to do to deal with this enemy. And to build them up so that they can have faith. Because if you notice, it said, you can tell from the story that everybody was petrified of a marine egg scratcher. So they needed to build a good, strong team so they could combat that enemy. So they could build one another up, to give them the confidence that as a group collectively, we can overcome this. And so that was the scripture that came to my mind as well. And it says, and in the knowledge of the Son of God, and became mature, attained the whole measure of the fullness of Christ. So that group never reached that point of maturity because they couldn't come together collectively as one body to solve their issue. And then the scripture goes on to say, then we will no longer be infants, tossed back and forth by the waves and blown here and there by every wind of teaching and doctrines. And so it gets more into that. But the bottom line was for them to become unified, joined and held together by every supporting ligament, grows and builds himself up in love as each part does, and it works. So that was the thing, for them to build themselves up as supporting ligaments to form that whole body so that they can get what they needed done. So those were the scriptures that came to my mind tonight, as well as the looking at it from a business perspective. You know, there was a lot going on there. Just people were just all over the place, and no one was doing what they need to do. So all they had was a night out. So they may as well should have grabbed that food that Albertine and who was in the kitchen? Who we had in the kitchen?
Cooking with
Riri. And who else? Oh, so they had Beauty Agmatine. They dazzled in the kitchen with and cooking with Riri and Chef and more. They may as well say, bring that food out. Some of y'all run to the trunk of your car and bring that stuff out the trunk y'all got, and let's just have a party. Because that's all it looked like, was one big party. They just didn't have the music going. And it served them absolutely no purpose. And in the meantime, Max X Scratcher, their nemesis, is still out there preying on them. But they had time to fool around and waste a whole night, called the town hall meeting a waste of time. Let's see who walked in while I was reading. Let's see. Okay, so Gigi was speaking to Kingdom Boy. And wait a minute, I lost my spot here. I don't want to miss anybody. That's why I'm going. Looking back. Hopefully I don't go back too far. Okay. Huge Empire says, I am just here to support to Sister Deborah. And she's saying hi to 50 plus. Appreciate that. Host, I'm working. Mute you here. Okay. Hi, Kingdom Boy. Kingdom Boy made it into story time. I don't know at what point you walked in, Kingdom Boy, but I hope you caught the story. Cindy's in the house saying hey to Kingdom Boy. Cindy saying hi to Huge Empire. Huge Empire says, I'm just here with my mobile phone. Okay. Silent because I'm working hours. Huge Empire says hello to Cindy. Edward Smart says hello to Cindy. Cindy says hello to Edward Smart. Huge Empire says, anyway, host, thank you for dropping by yesterday during my live streaming. Gigi says hi to Kingdom Boy. Edward Smart says, hey. Shiwana says, I like story time. Thank you, Shiwana. I don't think you like it as much as me, though. I enjoy it. And I especially get excited when I see someone come in the house who's featured. So I think just about everybody in here tonight was featured with the exception of one or two people. Gigi says she won a Creole Circle, so do I. Simply Sweetheart throwing some love. Simply Sweetheart is the most featured person here. She's been in about 5 stories already. Her name just fits the bill. Shiwana says hey to Simply a Sweetheart. Gigi says hello, Simply a Sweetheart. Rico Bizarre Foods in the house. All right, Rico, I hope you came in time to see your little cameo. You had the spotlight last time, but you got a little cameo today. And Rico speaking to me and Gigi and Shiwana. Gigi speaking to Rico. Gigi says, wow, that was a great story. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Gigi. Edward Smart says, thanks for featuring me in your story time. You're quite welcome, Edward. Look, I said, I don't know if Edward gonna get mad because I'm hooking him up with some chick and saying he was out of his mind. But I'm glad you enjoyed it, Edward. It's just the way that I was able to fit your name in, to get her name in and fit you in. So I just put the names however I could work it in to create a storyline. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. 50 says this was a very nice story with a lot of names. Yeah, 50, if you notice, you weren't you're a person this time. You were a group of people. Kingdom Boy says hi to Gigi. Rico says hey to 50 plus. 50 plus says hey to Rico. Gigi says hello to Kingdom Boy. Web 7 Cafe says hey to Rico. Kingdom Boy says Gigi. She said my name in her story. I couldn't find that stream. If you look at the description, Kingdom Boy, of each video, it shows. I put everybody's name in there in the description who was in the story. So you just have to search through them. I can't remember what night that was that I featured you, but you were featured in the story. Shiwana says hey to Rico. Cindy says, welcome, please thumbs up the live if you haven't. Thank you, Cindy, for that reminder. Thank you all, and Gigi 50 plus, you all for being such wonderful mods, because I'm trying to read and not look up and get distracted from the story, because I want it to flow. So I appreciate you all being my eyes. Shiwana says, Deborah, you right. Cindy says, yes, I made it into the story tonight. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Kingdom Boy says, Deborah, can you read my story again tomorrow? Because I missed it. I don't know which one it is, sweetie. You just have to go through and look at the description on the video and see which one you're in and just do a replay. Play it back. I'm sorry. Huge Empire says, I'm still here, host. Thank you, Huge Empire. I hope you enjoyed the story. Gigi says thanks to Huge Empire. Huge Empire says you're welcome at Gigi. I'm silent mode here. The Creole says true. Creole, do you still love me since I say you walked in the room like you part of the Yoyo show? Picky Dell. Oh, Picky Dell's in the house. I don't know at what point you all walked in, but you got featured in this story. This is the second story you got featured in. And I hope you enjoyed the story. Picky Dell says, hey to Sister Gigi, gluten free. And hey to Shawana Creative Circle.
That's Mama Dell.
Oh, this is Mama Dell?
Yeah.
Okay, so Mama Dell and Picky Dell was in there in the story. I hope you enjoyed this story. Your little cameo. You all were smart enough to make an about face with Anna, whatever her name was, and get the heck out of that place. Kingdom Boy says, Gigi still can't find the story. Pickadale says, yes, Lord. I guess referring to the reflection. As told by Tina is in the house. Hey, as told by Tina, how are you? You've been featured the last couple of nights, a couple of stories as well. As told by Tina says, hello, host, chat, and Moz. She wants to saying hey to As told by Tina. As told by Tina says hey to Shawana. I hope you got in time. As told by Tina. Did I call her in the story tonight?
Yep.
I called so many people.
Right when you was saying it.
Okay. All right. Shawana's okay. As told by Tina says hi to Gigi. Says hi Gigi, how are you? Web Savvy Cafe says hi to as told by Tina, throwing some love. As told by Tina, throwing a little Google eyes at Web Savvy. Shawana says, Deborah, good word tonight. Thank you, Shawana. Gigi's Gluten Free says, I'm well, Tina. As told by Tina says, good, Gigi. Pickadale says, hey, at Web Savvy. As told by Tina says, hi to Pickadale. Pickadale says, hey, love. As told by Tina, Pickadale says, hey, love to Cindy. Kingdom Boys says, can you read my story tomorrow, please? I missed it. 50 Plus says, Deborah, Miss Furola missed her name tonight. Yes, she did, but she's usually here in every story time. So I understand it happens sometimes, but I'm sure she'll catch it on replay. The Creole says, great story, Miss Deborah. Lots of features tonight. Yes, it was. I was surprised to get that many people in there, but I got as many as I can. And at some point, I probably could have got some more, but at some point I was running out of time, so I had to just cut it off at that point. Pickadale says, it was a good story, love. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you caught it. As told by Tina says, yes, laugh out loud. Thank you, host. Gigi says to 50 Plus, Miss Furrow Sarah missed her. So did Indoor Outdoor Gardener and Pandy and Primpin and a lot of them. FrankG, he's usually here. So a lot of people. Fine as Wine was here Wednesday night. So it's like that, hit or miss, you know. But I'm glad that you all enjoyed the story. I enjoy story time. I get excited about it. Sometimes my energy level's a little down, but then it's like when I think about story time, I get worked up and wired up. And like I say, I get especially excited when I see someone walk into the building who's featured that night. That really makes my day. For those of you who are first timers or new to the stream, this is my way of shouting out the YouTubers. And I call it a prelude to story time. Even though I'm telling a story, I call it a prelude to story time because I'm a published author. And this is my book. It's called My Struggle in Broken Pieces, A Healing for My Soul. It's available at Amazon.com. And I call these little stories a prelude to story time because I'm actually going to start reading real soon. I'm going to start reading excerpts from my book. And so I'm trying to give people a time who might want to purchase it so they can follow along as we go when I start doing the story time. Time to purchase the book if they're interested. I do have some people, quite a few in the stream tonight who actually want a book, and I'll be getting them out to them the first of the month. And I will autograph them. I was originally just going to order them and send it directly to each of the people, but Vernon said, hey, why don't you autograph our books and send it to us? I'd really like that. And then I said, that's a good idea. So I had to order the books and have them come to me, and then I'll autograph everybody's and get it out to them. So I have book giveaways periodically and everything. So that's what's going on with that. Any birthdays in the house? Do we have any birthdays? Because I also sing happy birthday to the birthday person. Whoever's birthday it is, I sing happy birthday. And I give you the option of the Marilyn Monroe style birthday, the traditional birthday, the Stevie Wonder birthday, and the Two Live Crew birthday. Any birthdays in the house? I know this is Taurus time. Hello, Proverb 31 woman. How are you? So glad to see you here again in story time. Unfortunately, you missed the story, but we're glad to have you. We are so glad to have you. And you can catch the story on replay. It was a very interesting story. Oh, Creator Creole said, yes, I have a big birthday tomorrow. I'm requesting 2 songs. Well, you're going to have to get your song tonight. Do you mind getting your song early? Because I don't come on for story time again until Monday. Creator Creole, I used to do story time every night, but not anymore. It was too taxing on me. So now I do it. I'm good. I hope you're well. I'll look at it, replay. Yes, I'm well. Thanks for asking. I had a pretty decent day. Felt a little fatigued, but it was a pretty decent day. Proverbs 31 woman. Creole. Okay, no ma'am. I don't mind. Okay, so you want to, let's see, what you said you want? Request 2 songs. Which 2 do you want? You want the Marilyn Monroe, the Stevie Wonder, the traditional, or the 2 live crew? Which 2 songs you want, Creator Creole? And since Creator Creole wants, let me first see what song she picked. Kingdom Force says, still couldn't find it. You'll find it. Just take your time, Kingdom Boy, when you get some chance. A lot of times, you can't find anything when you're trying to find it in a hurry. So, you don't have to find it today. She said she wanted the 2 live crew and the Stevie one. Oh, she gonna work me hard today, y'all. She gonna work me hard. Oh, my goodness. All right, let me pull up this because I don't really know the lyrics. So let me pull up the lyrics to the Stevie Wonder version. And so since she wants the, since Creator Creole wants a 2 live crew, everybody wants a 2 live crew, I'm going to go ahead and do a book giveaway tonight. In fact, I'm going to do 2 books tonight. Now, the rule to the books is, those of you who have already received a book, want a book, you can't participate. This is only for the people who are in here in story time tonight who has not won a book. So those will be the only people participating in the book giveaway. Okay, so I'm gonna sing for you, Creator Creole. I'm gonna sing the Stevie Wonder one first, and then we're gonna give the book giveaway. We're gonna do the book giveaway for the 2 live crew giveaway, and for that one I'm gonna need the help of my mods. All right, here we go. You know, it doesn't make much sense. There ought to be a law against anyone who takes offense at a day in your celebration. Because we all know in our minds that there ought to be a time that we can set aside to show just how much we love you. And I'm sure you would agree, it couldn't fit more perfectly than to have a world party on the day you came to be. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy with this book giveaway. So listen carefully. Here are the rules. When I say, what's that number one zodiac sign, or what's that favorite zodiac sign, I just say whatever comes out. But you'll know if you hear that. If you hear, what's that number one zodiac sign, or what's that favorite zodiac sign, I want you to throw Taurus in the stream. And whoever gets Taurus in the stream first is going to be the winner of the first book. When I get to the part of the song that says Taurus working that thing out, or Creole working that thing out, whatever, whoever throws working that thing out in the stream at the same time that I'm saying it, that will be the winner of the second book. All right, so here we go. Everybody got it? You need me to say the rules again?
Say the rules again.
Okay, I'm going to say the rules again. Gigi said I need to say it again. When I say, what's that number one zodiac sign, or what's that favorite zodiac sign, the first person that throws Taurus in the stream, it wins the first book.
Okay.
When I get to the part where I'll say, Taurus working that thing out, whoever throws working that thing out in the stream first will be the winner of the second book.
Okay.
Y'all ready? All right. And I know everybody think their sign is the best. I think mine is the best. I'm a Capricorn. But this is not my season. So don't be throwing y'all zodiac sign in the stream. We celebrating the Taurus. We celebrating the Creole tonight. It's her birthday. And I don't want nobody whining and fussing and crying. It's her birthday. She can cry if she wants to. All right, here we go. I said, what's that number one zodiac sign? Taurus. I said, what's that number one zodiac sign? Taurus. Is it Capricorn? No. Is it Aries? No. Is it Cancer? No. Is it Leo? No. What's that number one zodiac sign? Taurus. Okay, what's going on? Okay, all right. So somebody got it in there real quick. Who got it in there?
Dell.
Okay, Creole. I see you got it in there first, but you don't count because you already won a book.
Dell.
I appreciate your participation though, to celebrate yourself. But it looks like, for me, it looks like Dell, Mama Dell, whichever one is in the stream tonight, is the one who won the first book. Maz, let me know if that's what you're in agreement with. Look at Creole. She participating she on this thing. When I was called out them other zodiacs, she was saying no. Okay. Mama Dale. Okay, so Mama, you agree with me? Mars, y'all agree with me that Mama Dale? Yes. Okay, so yay! Mama Dale won the first book. Mama Dale won the first book. Okay. I'm going to start over again. Now we're going to, when we get to the other part of the song, like I say, when I say Taurus working that thing out, or the Creole working that thing out, whoever throw working that thing out in the stream is going to be the winner of the second book. But I'm going to start from the beginning. I said, what's that number one zodiac sign? Taurus. I said, what's that number one zodiac sign? Taurus. Is it Aries? No. Is it Gemini? No. Is it Pisces? No. Is it Cancer? No. What's that favorite zodiac sign? Taurus. I said, what's that number one zodiac sign? Taurus. Taurus working that thing out. Taurus working that thing out. The Creole working that thing out. Taurus working that thing out. Creole working that thing out. Creole working that thing out. What happened? Y'all went to sleep on the second half of the song. Y'all remember when I say Taurus or whatever, Taurus working that thing out. Whoever threw working that thing out in the stream wins the second book. So nobody want to participate in the book? Nobody wants to try a second at the book?
King said working that thing out.
He did?
Just now.
Working that thing out. Okay, So I guess Kingdom Boy, what y'all think about that?
You the only one said it.
No one won. 50 said no one won. You know Cindy is my twin sister. Oh no, get out of here. I forgot about that. I knew you had a twin sister, and I was looking at one of your videos where she was up on the panel with you. But I didn't know that's the Cindy that's been in here all along. Okay, hi Cindy. Now I put a face with the name. Oh, I didn't realize that was you. Okay.
Also, it's both of their birthdays.
Yeah. So Cindy, yeah, that's song for you too. Cindy, working that thing out. Cindy, working that thing out. Creole, working that thing. Happy birthday, ladies. So looks like we only have one book giveaway tonight. I guess y'all got tired in the song. But happy birthday, ladies. Happy birthday. We can start early. We can start early. Huh? Look at Creole talking about she always stealing her shine. Let's see what was going on while we were doing this birthday song. Okay, everybody was jamming. Oh, Creole say, wait, let me get up so I can dance to the two-line crew. That's told by Tito, raising the roof. And Gigi's laughing at the Creole. Mama Dell says, ready for this. And the Creole laughing and clapping hands. And 50 plus clapping Creole. As told by Tina. Cindy's clapping, throwing love. As told by Tina's jamming. She's clapping. Kingdom Boy, what is it under? Okay. The Creole got the dancing ladies going, and they got the 50 y'all. They got the confetti going. Tiki and Nikki clapping, and look at Toba Tina got the party hats on and the birthday cake. 50 says the Creole happy early birthday. Mama Dell dancing, got the dancing ladies. Cindy says I sing for me. My birthday is this weekend. See, she didn't tell me until after the fact. She was supposed to say, when she first started out, she was supposed to say me and my sister's birthday, because I forgot she was a twin. But we got you in there. We gave you a little bit. Creole says thank you for 50 plus. Gigi says happy birthday at Creole. Got to add and Cindy, her twin.
She came down.
Yeah.
I got it down.
And then she says Taurus. Yes, Taurus is in the house. Look, Creole, she jumped on that no part real quick when I was calling them other zodiacs. The Creole says Taurus. Then Mama Dale, she was telling me that was Mama Dale in. And Kingdom Boy was participating, said Taurus. 50 says yes. Gigi saying hi at Mama Dale, and Mama Dale saying yay and thank you. Mama Dale, go to my IG, Debs, D-E-B apostrophe S underscore Debs apostrophe S glad underscore tidings, and connect with me there, because I need to get an address to mail the book to you. Mama Dale says thank you. You are quite welcome. Gigi says no, she was participating when I was calling her in Creole when I was calling all the other zodiacs. Eric Smart says sing it, Deborah. Look, I'll need some hot tea to soothe my throat after that, all of that. Creole was dancing, and look, she was dancing and doing flips. Yeah, I just said I need some warm tea, and Gigi goes hint hint. She caught it. Creole was doing cartwheels, and she says thank you, Miss Deborah. You are quite welcome. Kingdom Boy says working that thing out. He was in full participation. And then the Creole says, all right, she reminded me that Cindy was a sister. And what else we got here? Cindy was clapping, and the Creole was laughing. Mama Dale says happy birthday to Cindy. Cindy says thank you at Pickadale. Gigi's gluten free is saying happy birthday to Cindy. The Creole says she's always stealing my shine. Cindy says thank you, Gigi, gluten free lab. 50 plus says Cindy, yes, happy birthday. The Creole's saying Cindy, and she's giving her sister some love and little goo hugs. And Miss Furroller made it in the house. She's saying hi to the Creole. Happy birthday. Miss Full Roller, you missed your little cameo tonight. So you're going to have to catch it on replay. You missed your cameo. You was hanging out with your boy, 50 plus, but he was just that. He wasn't himself. He was a group of people that was hanging on to your coattail, trying to get to the meeting. But we're so glad to have you, Miss Full Roller. And she's got the cake going and dancing. Miss Full Roller always looking for an opportunity to dance. Cindy's laughing at the Creole. 50 saying hi to Miss Full Roller Sierra. Cindy says thank you to 50 plus, throwing some love. Miss Full Roller says at Cindy, happy birthday. Got the dance lady cake. The Creole says thanks to Miss Full Roller. Kingdom Boy says what is the Creole says happy birthday to Cindy with the balloon and the cake. And Gigi says hello at Miss Full Roller. Sierra says you missed your cameo. Cindy says Taurus. Edward Smart says Taurus. That's it. Taurus is represented in the house tonight. Creole says, okay, Cindy says thank you to Miss Full Roller Sierra. Miss Full Roller Sierra says at Gigi Gluten Lab, I will definitely catch the replay. Be the Difference Clothing made it in the house. Story time tonight. How are you? Be the Difference. I hate that you missed story time, but you can catch it on replay. This was my biggest YouTubers feature, being featured in the story tonight. I've had a lot. I've had 60, I think, was the highest number, but tonight I think I might have almost doubled that. 50 plus says hi to Be the Difference Clothing. Cindy says happy birthday at the Creole, and she's got the dance lady going and the party confetti. 50 plus says Deborah sGladTidings. Good night. Good night, 50. So glad to have you. I appreciate you. Picky Dell says, Mama Dell says, hey, love at Be the Difference. Be the Difference is speaking to me. Miss Full Roller, 50 plus. Cindy, Kingdom Boy, Edward Smart, and Gigi. 50 saying good night to everyone. Be the Difference Clothing says hi to Picky Dell, which is Mama Dell tonight in the story time. Kingdom Boy says, I've been in the discussion box. The Creole says, hey to Be the Difference. Be the Difference says hey to the Creole. Kingdom Boy says hi to Joy. As told by Tina says, gotta run y'all sleep calling. Okay, as told by Tina, so glad to have you tonight. I'm glad you made it in time for story time. Juana says hey to Be the Difference Clothing and Miss Full Roller Sierra. Miss Full Roller Sierra got up the dance ladies and says thank you, Deborah. You're quite welcome, Miss Full Roller. Cindy says hello to Be the Difference Clothing. Miss Full Roller speaking to Juana. And to Be the Difference, she's saying hey y'all. Edward Smart saying hey to Be the Difference Clothing. Be the Difference Clothing says I'm tired. Oh, you had a long day, huh, Joy? And she says happy birthday to Cindy and the Creole. And says hey to as told by Tina. Cindy says thank you at Be the Difference Clothing. Gigi says good night to 50 plus. Miss Foro says good night to 50 plus. Be the Difference says hey to Shiwana's Crib Circle. And Gigi says hello to Be the Difference Clothing. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me tonight at Story Time. I don't know about you all, but I had a blast. I from the moment of being able to share the story with you until birthday time, I have a blast here in Story Time. And I appreciate each and every one of you because I know we got a lot going on besides YouTube, and we got to make our rounds and at the same time satisfy our families. Always remember, until we meet again, may his peace be with you. I will see you in the next Story Time on Monday. Remember, Story Time is now on Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. So good night. I love you all. I'll see you at the next Story Time. And always remember, I have a will to live.